The Walking Dead has officially jumped the shark, in my opinion. I didn't watch last night's episode after the season premiere last week. You know, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the gruesome, brutal nature of the way that the two people were killed. Unlike some of the other people who, that's why they stopped watching. I'm going to stop watching because it took that episode, it took a summer of waiting to get to a conclusion of an episode that should have happened for the season finale, not the season premiere. What really did it for me, and I was already going to stop watching, but what sealed the deal for me was they dragged out this episode. Instead of opening it up and showing you who died and then getting into the plot, no. They dragged it out for an entire episode and added this filler in where Rick was taking on some kind of road trip to, prove how badass he was or whatever. Again, this was a filler storyline. It's weak writing, and I don't have a problem saying that to the writers' faces, whoever they are. I'm not even going to look their names up because it's not important. What is important is I think The Walking Dead should be a 12-episode show per season so that they don't have to keep dragging episodes out. They are the highest rated show on TV, so they should be able to get a very big budget to have nice storylines, but they don't for whatever reason. It just gets to you. Once you start watching better TV shows that actually have good stories, you realize how bad The Walking Dead is, and you realize how often they drag the story on. Look, I gotta give them credit. They have a lot of creativity. The special effects are great. The makeup artists are fantastic. But from a story standpoint, it's the same shit, different week. Same shit, different season. Just varied up a little bit. And this really started with Fear the Walking Dead, especially towards the end of the mid-season finale, where all of a sudden these people were doing the stupidest stuff. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why are these people acting so unrealistic? Like, you had people, this one woman was like keeping all these dead people alive, and then like she was killing other people. It was so ridiculous on Fear the Walking Dead. So I'm like, you know what? This is getting absolutely out of hand. There's other stories to be told. Now, luckily, Fear the Walking Dead, when it came back, it was actually a decent story. I haven't finished watching it, which again shows you how much I care about zombie shows. But like I said, when you drag an episode on, and I saw all last season, storylines were dragged on unnecessarily just for the sake of filling airtime, and then I see this for the season premiere. The season premiere was terrible. Okay, we got to get a surprise, and I'll give them credit for that because we all thought one person was going to die, and it ended up being two. But besides that, absolutely horrible premiere. I don't know what happened season 7, episode 2. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but I'm no longer watching the show. If they're just going to keep dragging things on, it's not worth my time to watch a show like that. I'm going to watch better shows like Designated Survivor, Timeless, Masters of Sex. That is a very well-written show. If you want to see a good show, and yes, it does have nudity in it. I mean, it's pretty much implied in the title of the show. But if you just pay attention to the writing of that show, it is beautifully done. It is beautifully acted. That is a damn good show. And it's been on for almost the same length of time as The Walking Dead. So I can't really compare season 1 of 2 new shows to a show that's been on the air for 7 seasons. But Masters of Sex has been around for 7 years or 6 years. So that can definitely be compared to The Walking Dead. And you can see the storylines are still great. The show doesn't ever drag. And even in one episode where almost the entire show was in a hotel room, it was still really interesting to watch. That's when you know the writing is good. When it can be in one room for almost the entire episode and it still keeps your attention, that is good script writing. And that is something that The Walking Dead is lacking. And I think it's because, again, going back to how many episodes per season, The Walking Dead has too many episodes. Masters of Sex keeps it at 12 episodes for every season, and the episodes never drag. Also, another show that I stopped watching because of that was Bar Rescue. Again, it just became predictable. The show used to be about what they call bar science, where they teach you business ideas, right, that you might not necessarily have to apply to the bar business. It could be applied to almost any business. But it became more about John Taffer yelling at the bar owners and the bar owners yelling at their employees and sometimes getting into fights with customers than it did about bar science. And that was every week. I'm sorry, but I'm not really interested in watching drama that may or may not be scripted. You know, if I'm watching a reality show, I want to watch nonfiction. So anyway, yeah, sorry Walking Dead. Stop dragging out your shows, and maybe I'll start watching again, but probably not.